There's an awful lot of jargon bandied around when you're talking about the stock market. And a term that you'll come across often is the price to earnings ratio. So what is a PE ratio? Well, it's simply a way of judging if the shares that you're interested in are actually good value. So let's take a company like Tesco, for example. Now, the share price today is £2.10. The EPS on those shares, the earnings per share over the last 12 months, has been 15 pence. So that means that in the last year, for every share that I own, I earn 15 pence. Now, you divide the share price by the EPS, and that gives you a number, 14. Now, that number doesn't actually mean anything until you compare it with a like-for-like company in the same sector. So let's take a company like Sainsbury's, for example, another large food retailer. Now, I've done my research and I found out that the PE ratio there is 13. So marginally better. That's because the earnings per share over the last year were slightly higher. The sector overall is looking at a PE of 17. So in this particular case, although the shares in both companies are pretty good value, those in Sainsbury's are just slightly better. So as a general rule of thumb, the lower the PE ratio, the more likely it is that that share is going to be good value. Well, welcome to the potting shed. Now, this time of the year is the perfect time to give your houseplants a bit of a treat. Now, I've got this lovely scented geranium here. Oh, it smells fantastic. But he's looking a bit dried out, a bit tired, so time to pot him on, I think. Now, the chances are that your houseplants have got dried out in the winter. The central heating has been on the whole time. Any nutrients that have been in the soil have long since gone, so it's time to pot them on. So let's knock him out. Have a look and see what's going on. Yes, I was right, wasn't I? It looks very dry. So we'll put a few crocks in the bottom for good drainage. Put in a handful of soil in there. I've put in some slow release fertiliser as well. We'll pop him back in there, put some compost around. Knock it all in, make sure that fresh compost gets right into the root ball there. And finally, just a little bit of water, water it all in, and there we go. Good for another 12 months. Job done. Well, welcome to Out and About, and today I'm here in the beautiful university city of Oxford. To my right is the Martyrs Memorial, behind me is the Randolph Hotel, and opposite is the Ashmolean Museum. This memorial commemorates the Oxford martyrs Cranmer, Latimer and Ridley. These were three churchmen who were burned at the stake here in 1555 for supporting the Church of England over the Roman Catholic Church. They supported the accession of Lady Jane Grey to the throne of England. Unfortunately for her, she only managed to last 9 days as monarch before she was arrested, taken off to the Tower of London and executed. Clearly in those days, if you supported the wrong side, you were in a lot of trouble. Let's go over to the Ashmolean. The Ashmolean Museum is the world's first university museum. It's nearly 340 years old. It goes right back to 1676. This building was built in 1841. The museum features in several episodes of Morse, and it's also mentioned in Philip Pullman's trilogy, His Dark Materials. Among some of the treasures here in the museum is a fantastic collection of Greek and Minoan pottery, which was a bequest of the archaeologist Sir Arthur Evans. Now, he was the man who unearthed the fabulous temple of Knossos on the Greek island of Crete. So we'll go and have a look at that collection first. After that, we'll head upstairs to the roof terrace for a spot of lunch.